Officer Todd Jerry, and I've been with the Garland Police Department for just over 19 years. The importance of regionalizing the resources is you're just going to get such more high quality options for your staff. So we started looking at it regionally when I was appointed the mental health liaison. We started trying to see what else was out there, and we wanted to see what other agencies were doing. So we didn't want to get stuck in our own silo. We didn't want to just stay in our own lane, because then we really limit ourselves. So I just started talking to some of our partners at Grand Prairie Police Department and Plano Police Department, and the list goes on, and got some of their email addresses and tried to come up with a name. So we came up with LEMA, the Law Enforcement Mental Health Alliance of North Texas. And we just started adding members to it and putting out some emails to say 15, 20 different people that work at different agencies and asking them to spread it. So regionalizing helped us have much more options and remove it from just being in-house. So say if an incident happens at Farmers Branch PD, we regionalize and they know they can contact Grand Prairie PD or Garland PD or Plano PD, and our team, our peer-to-peer or our CSM team, will respond to that agency and vice versa. And since it's regional and we're kind of all in this together, you're not worrying about a big bill coming or anything. It's just the agencies working together as an alliance to the shared goal, which is having our staff, their brain health, be performing at the highest level possible, and really doing things to keep them performing at a really, really high level. Kind of like any pro athlete has a support system like that. One of the really important ways to structure your any kind of brain health wellness is you want to kind of use the same idea that you structure physical wellness. So we have to kind of look at it as a stepping stone process, kind of like you do for any kind of healthcare. And we start off looking at, okay, so if you're exposed to trauma, what's one of the first ways that a human being can do something to process that or to deal with that trauma? And it might be just speaking to the other officers or other staff that you're there with on scene. And then the second step to that is something that comes really natural to people, because we want to communicate, we want to share experiences. So you might go home and you'll speak to a significant other. You could speak to some family members, but that's something when we're doing structuring and we're talking to our members that we want to be really careful about, because you can really vicariously traumatize people. And if they're not trained how to process that can start doing them some harm. So we have to really caution on that kind of second of the stepping stone process. After that, we can start looking at other things that are a little more involved, like looking into your area and see what's out there that's non-traditional. You can find things that you might be going hiking, or you might be doing some paddle boarding or kayaking or something of that nature, or even like equine therapy. And one of the best things about the stepping stone process and that non-traditional is that most of these, there's going to be a clinician there. There's going to be a licensed professional counselor. There's going to be a licensed clinical social worker. There's going to be someone of a master's degree, sometimes even higher PhD psychologist, that really has an understanding of what trauma does to someone when they're occupationally exposed to it. And then after something non-traditional, if it's needed, or if your staff are looking for something more, that's when we can start looking at things like actual therapy. We can start looking at building that network of therapists that are culturally competent. And so that's the component regional-wise that we can actually deliver to our members here, that you can utilize for your staff's well-being in the face of all the occupational trauma. So when you're trying to build your program, you obviously kind of like to have to do PR. You have got to get this information out to your staff so they actually know it's there and available for their use. One of the things from our regional approach that we really keep getting the solid feedback from is accessing some kind of app that's actually on their phone, and then just a poke of the app, you get to learn things like who's on your critical incident stress management team, who's some of the peer-to-peer and some of their contact information on your peer-to-peer team. There's other things you can do, and that's like I built some brain health wellness stations at our PD. So like our Axon body cameras are docked at a certain area for patrol. So that means that about 200 officers are going to walk by that every day and dock their cameras. So then I have one of the stations of the information with about 5 or 6 different postings there that I can change out about every 30, 60 days. Really though, the feedback I'm getting, to kind of go back to that one, is the app is something that's like really, really effective because it's just right there when it's needed. It's really important to be relevant to your agency. Is you want to look for basically what I call allies at your department. So you want to look for people that are in different branches. So some of them are patrol officers, some of them might be in other specialized units like a neighborhood police officer or a detective. Some of them might be in the command staff. And you're going to look for these allies to kind of help give you a tempo of what's going on at the agency. That's something that you'll hear me talk about again and again, is like, you've got to get over staying in your lane or your own little silo, because then you miss out on all these other opportunities that are around to learn from. And you get way more of an actual snapshot of what's going on, and it helps you tailor then what to deliver to your staff.